It's NBC 26 at 10. The Winter Olympics coming to a close. We'll have a recap from Pyeongchang. And a curling club in Northeast Wisconsin reacts to the historic gold medal win. Plus, we say goodbye to another season of sturgeon spearing. We have a look at the numbers from this year. And the Winter Olympics are officially in the books. Our Chris Bearer is live in studio with some of the sights and sounds from this year's games. Chris.
Hi, Mo. Well, just like that, the Olympic Games have come and gone, and we thought it would be a good time to look back and see our top 5 most memorable moments from Pyeongchang, beginning with number 5. That seems like it makes the most sense, so that's where we're going to start. The youth of U.S. snowboarding, our nation's most successful event, featured a pair of gold medalists born in the 2000s. 17-year-olds, Red Gerard and Chloe Kim, each won gold. Gerard took the first medal for Team USA in these games on the men's slopestyle. Kim won her gold in the women's halfpipe. Both casting fireworks on the mountain, and well, they're not even old enough to buy fireworks. Number 4. The end of a long drought in U.S. Olympic cross-country skiing. A pair of Keegan Randall and Jessie Diggins in the team sprint won the first ever gold in cross-country for Team USA and the first ever medal in cross-country in over 41 years. And that is worth hearing again.
Diggins making the play around Sweden. Jessie Diggins to the line. And it is Jessie Diggins delivering a landmark moment that will be etched in U.S. Olympic history.
It doesn't feel real. I'm just so proud of this entire team, and we had so many people working so hard to give us this chance.
Moving on to number 3, back to the mountain. For the red-headed redemption, Shaun White finished a disappointing 4th place in the halfpipe back in Sochi. Determined for a better result in Pyeongchang, White put on the performance of a lifetime.
And the score is in. It's the return of the king in the men's halfpipe.
Shaun White takes the goal.
I wanted this. I really wanted to put down an amazing run and to feel the way I feel today, because I set out to do it as my goal. And it makes everything up to this point worth it.
A record-breaking score of 97.745 to win gold. It was also the 100th U.S. medal in Winter Games history. Number 2, the Mirror Curl on Ice. Team USA wins its first ever gold medal in men's curling after upsetting both Canada in the semis and then top-ranked Sweden in the finals. Skip John Schuster's from Superior, teammate Matt Hamilton from McFarland, and both guys will be bringing a gold back to the state of Wisconsin. And number 1, without a doubt, comes in women's hockey. After falling to Team Canada in the gold medal game in 3 of the last 4 Olympics, the Stars and Stripes finally got past their rivals to the north, and they did it in overtime.
Must beat Rooney to keep Canada's hopes alive. She is stopped. The United States wins gold in Pyeongchang.
I'm speechless. I'm emotional. I'm in shock. I just, 3 words that come to mind.
To walk away here today, Olympic champions, I'm so proud and honored.
Winners of gold back in Nagano in '98. Golden Girls once again here in 2018. 4 members of Team USA are former Wisconsin Badgers, including both Decker and Duggan, who you just heard from in that last clip. Olympics are over, but our coverage is not quite. Let's take one more look at the final medal count from Pyeongchang. Team Norway sets a new Winter Games record with 39 overall medals. That's 2 more than the U.S. won back in Vancouver in 2010. Germany was 2nd, Canada 3rd. The United States finished 4th overall with 23 medals, 9 gold, 8 silver, 6 bronze, and 7 of those overall 23 came in snowboarding. So while the United States did not dominate the medal count like they have in many games of the past, they did make history and gave us a lot to cheer about back home. Coming up in just a few minutes during Sunday Sports Rewind, we're going to talk about another Olympic team that made history both in the games and in politics. You don't want to miss it, Mo.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. And the Olympic Games are over, but the gold medal in curling still standing out. Tonight, members of the Green Bay Curling Club say they've been waiting a long time for that moment. NBC 26's Shane Gustafson has that story.
The gold medal doesn't come often for the U.S. men's curling team. In fact, this is the first in history, and people right here at home are getting excited.
The ice is packed at the Green Bay Curling Club. And for most of these folks, it's their first time on the ice.
I feel like real curlers are probably really jacked, and I'm not.
It takes a lot more skill to actually slide the rock down the field.
The buzz of the Olympics makes more people want to try curling, and a U.S. gold medal in the sport, the first in men's team history, only adds to the popularity. Good news for longtime curlers.
It's been a kind of dream, I think, of the U.S. curling community to have somebody win a gold medal, and for it to actually happen was just kind of unbelievable and almost undescribable.
Bill Rhyme is the president of the curling club and has connections to these Olympic gold medal winners.
And I personally know the team, so it's personally really gratifying to see them do so well.
And some of these first-timers say they're inspired by the medal, some even thinking of their own Olympic careers.
If I said that I wasn't talking about Shanghai in 2022 with the girls that I went with, I'd be lying.
Members of the curling club say they've rewatched the gold-winning match several times since it's happened, and they're excited to see so much popularity. We're keeping you connected. Shane Gustafson, NBC 26.
Thank you, Shane. Well, a sunny start to our day and a lot of wind. Gino Recchi has a look at your first forecast. Gino.
We did see very windy conditions this morning. Maybe some of you were woken up from the tree branches kind of rattling along the side of your house, or the trash can moving down into the neighbor's yard, because take a look at some of these wind gusts. Scandinavia, 50 miles per hour. The Green Bay Airport at 48 miles per hour. And then also in Manitowoc seeing 48 miles per hour. The strongest winds occurred during the early morning hours. Since then, we started to see a little bit of improvement and also more sunshine by the afternoon. We got clear skies overhead, and it looks like sunny skies and mild temps will be kicking off the new work week. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Gino. And new tonight, 9 people are without a home after a fire destroys a duplex in Appleton. It happened just after 2 o'clock this morning on the 1100 block of East Rowland Avenue. Firefighters say half the building was fully engulfed when they got there. Fortunately, everybody inside was able to make it out, but 2 people were taken to the hospital for burns and smoke inhalation. The fire is still under investigation. We are learning more tonight about the pilot killed in a plane crash that claimed 3 lives just outside of Indianapolis on Thursday night. That plane was supposed to land here in Green Bay. The pilot, Nathan Sari, was originally from Marquette, Michigan. His family says he was living in Bellevue for the last 2 months. Sari died in the crash along with John Pagel. He's the CEO of Pagel's Ponderosa Dairy and also Pagel's son-in-law, Steve Witz-Pollock. Covering America now, emotions are running high as students from Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School get ready to head back to class for the first time since the tragedy. But at the same time, the Broward County Sheriff's Office is being criticized for how the situation was handled. NBC's Maya Rodriguez has more.
For the first time since the massacre, which saw 17 killed and more than a dozen injured, students and parents entered Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School.
There's a mix of emotions going on, nerves. I mean, it's scary kind of coming back, but we're all together.
Counselors here to help ease anxious students and their parents back onto campus.
It's a forever pit hole in your gut. Can't be the new normal.
The painful homecoming comes on the heels of a new controversy surrounding the police response to the shooting. Local officers claiming 3 sheriff's deputies did not enter the building where the majority of the shooting took place. Broward Sheriff Scott Israel telling NBC's Kerry Sanders his office is investigating.
Right now, I'm not going to tell you that other Broward Sheriff's deputies didn't go in when they should have, but I'm not going to say the opposite either. We are going to investigate. We're going to do it thoroughly. We're going to do it comprehensively.
They won't do it alone. Florida's governor today asked the state to investigate the response to the shooting, too. Back at Stoneman Douglas, a struggle to find comfort.
No one should feel unsafe in their own school, so hopefully I can start feeling safe again.
In the familiar.
It's sad because 17 lives were lost, but I just hope it never happens again.
Seeing our classmates' desks not there is just going to be really upsetting, but this is the start of change.
And thousands of people turned out to hear from the teenage survivors of the shooting. These survivors wasting no time, calling for gun control at a rally in northern New Jersey. They have pledged to do all they can to make sure what happened in the hallways of their school never happens again.
Us kids at Stoneman Douglas, me, my fellow classmates, we don't want to be known. Stoneman Douglas doesn't want to be known as the last school that got shot up. We want to be known as the last school that ever got shot up.
Now to more local news. A fun way for kids to learn at the Neville Public Museum in Green Bay this morning. The kids got to make 5 school spinning toys to take home, all part of STEM Sunday. It's a fun exercise where they got to learn about the concept of Newton's law.
We create additional opportunities for them to be able to do fun projects like you're seeing here today, learning about forces, centripetal force, centrifugal force, but learn about some of the forces that are involved in things.
And events like this one run throughout the school year. Prom season coming up, and students in Northeast Wisconsin are gearing up for a friendly competition. It's the 10th annual Mr. Titletown Competition and Formal Wear Fashion Show. At the Radisson Hotel and Conference Center in Ashwaubenon, contestants represented 9 area schools, all vying for the crown. Proceeds benefit alcohol and drug-free parties for prom and graduation. What's still ahead on NBC 26? Another sturgeon spearing season in the books. See where the 2018 season ranks. But first, what's the weather going to look like for the work week? Your forecast coming up.
And now, your Storm Shield forecast from NBC 26.
Not a bad evening. Temperature of 31 degrees. Wind out of the west at 17 miles per hour. As you woke up this morning, it was gusty, but we are seeing those winds subside this evening, and tomorrow not as bad as well. 29 in Oconto, 26 in Mountain, 24 in Antigo, down towards Sheboygan, 33, 30 in Appleton, 31 in Oshkosh, and 31 also in Wapaka. We got winds coming in out of the west and southwest between 10 to 15 miles per hour. Even still, a few gustier and steadier winds, 21 miles per hour right now, due out of the west at Manitowoc. You factor in the wind gusts, so these are winds that are a little bit higher than the sustained winds, still holding on to about mid upper 20s, near 30 miles per hour in Kewaunee, but nothing compared to what we saw earlier this morning. And those winds will continue to subside overnight tonight. By tomorrow morning, between about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Nothing too concerning, and I don't think those trash bins will be tossing and blowing into the neighbor's yard. Clear skies overhead, and it looks like a sunny start to our work week tomorrow. A high pressure is building down to the south and will provide us with a nice southwesterly flow, and with that, temperatures boosting up into the mid and perhaps some of us in the upper 40s tomorrow, so you'll need the sunglasses all day long. Temperatures will cool down into the mid and lower 20s overnight tonight. And then with the sunny skies quickly warming up into the 30s and lower 40s during the day tomorrow. We'll take it if you like the sunny skies and mild temperatures. Cooling back down into the lower 30s and upper 20s overnight into Tuesday morning. And then on Tuesday afternoon, this could be perhaps the warmest day of the next 7 days. Highs in the mid and upper 40s. Wouldn't be surprised. You see that 50 down in Sheboygan. A few other locations to see near 50 degrees. As we get towards late Tuesday night, there is some type of weak frontal boundary that'll pass through, maybe a few light rain showers or a slight freezing drizzle. But if you're looking for any possibility of our next winter storm system, we're monitoring one system coming in here on Thursday. But this is from the European model. We'll be battling between a high pressure to the north, low pressure down to the south. This storm, according to the European model, keeping it farther southward, so we'll have to monitor it because it's very close towards our doorstep. 23 degrees, mostly clear skies, winds out of the west-southwest 5 to 15. For tomorrow, high of 44, mostly sunny skies. Beautiful day, honestly, to start off the work week. Can't complain at all when our average high is supposed to be 32. 49, perhaps maybe an overnight mix into Wednesday morning. It's Wednesday, pretty nice day. And then that wintry mix on Thursday. We do have temperatures cooling down into the mid and upper 30s for the rest of the work week into the weekend. And then back into near 40 degrees on Sunday, Mo.
Did you know the future is so bright, I need sunglasses?
I like it.
All right, thank you so much, Gino. What's still ahead on NBC 26? Another sturgeon spearing season in the books. See where the 2018 one ranks after the break. Welcome back. Kids hitting the books at Lambeau Field today as part of the Family Reading Day. Families joined the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame and Brown County Library for family reading and Packers history. Families got to visit book nooks stationed throughout the museum where tour guides shared books and more stories.
This is our first time doing the Family Reading Day, so one of our goals in the next year is to add in a literacy component into the Hall of Fame. So this is kind of one of the starting things that we're doing in partnership with the Brown County Library to do that.
And some more activities were offered like coloring and a scavenger hunt as well. And sturgeon spearing season has come to an end. Today marked the 16th day. The season ended with the lowest daily harvest, which was 14. The Wisconsin DNR says this year a total of 951 were harvested from Lake Winnebago and the Upriver Lakes. The season ranks 42 of the last 78. Went by so fast. Well, thank you for spending your Sunday night with me, but stick around for more Sports Rewind. Chris Barrier will be back after the break.
Good evening and welcome to Sunday Sports Rewind. I am your host, Chris Barrier. Yet another outstanding season for the UWGB women's basketball team, and it comes to a close today against Detroit Mercy. And that means it's time to say goodbye to the seniors. Kelly Price has more on the Phoenix.
Both UWGB seniors Allie LeClaire and Jessica Lindstrom have already made marks on the Phoenix record books, but they didn't stop there. Today they combined for 37 points, 18 rebounds, and 5 assists in a senior day win to close out the regular season. In the 88-45 blowout, Lindstrom put up a game-high 19 points and 14 rebounds for her 16th double-double of the season and the 39th of her career at GB. LeClaire, meanwhile, had 18 points of her own and rose on the Phoenix all-time scoring list, now in 9th place with a career points total of 1,411 points. But Coach Kevin Borseth says what they bring to the floor is beyond what's measured on a box score.
They've got a ton of confidence in themselves. They've got a ton of confidence in their teammates. They just play with absolutely no reservation. So just like seniors would play, and they are as good of players as this program has ever had, as good of players as players I've ever coached. I've never had anybody better than these two.
Yeah, it was special. I think that we had a lot of fun today. We were on the bench and we're like, wow, that game was fun. And I think just getting everyone involved, and you know, it is senior day and it's a day for Jess and I, but it's just fun to play with our teammates. I think you can see that.
The Phoenix notched their highest point total of the season with 88, and 10 different players scored. And even after securing the program's 20th straight Horizon League title, the Phoenix seniors played significant minutes in their last game at the Crest, despite emotions bubbling up about the chapter about to close.
There's probably a little bit of nerves at the beginning of the game just because we were both looking at each other and we're like, we're going to throw up. And like, we're fine. We're just like, oh, just thinking about it. But obviously, we try to focus on the task at hand as well. So we thought we'd focus on the speech and stuff after.
Thanks for everything, go Phoenix. I mean, it's special. Like, that's why I don't think a lot of teams even do senior speeches and stuff after a game. They just like show their jersey and stuff, but that's a testament to our fans and how much they invest in us and our program. So it's definitely special, and you know, I wouldn't want to go out with anyone else. So it was an awesome day.
And the Phoenix's journey isn't over yet. Next up, they'll play as the top seed in the Horizon League tournament in Detroit. They'll see their first action in the quarterfinals on Saturday. Keeping you connected at the Crest Center, I'm Kelly Price for NBC 26.
All right, thank you, Kelly. Senior day for the Badgers as well, taking on second-ranked Michigan State. Second half, Cassius Winston makes the steal at one end, then lobs it to Kenny Goins for the flush at the other. But on the play, Badgers freshman Brad Davison dislocated his shoulder. So he goes to the locker room and they pop it back in. Guess who's back on the floor 20 seconds later? Brad Davison. And check out the stroke off the screen. That's pretty. And he is a tough cookie. There's more where that came from. Davidson from the top of the arc, reserving a table for three, a career-high 30 points for him, the most by a freshman since 1996. Could there be an upset of Bruin at the Kohl Center? No, not so much. Cassius Winston makes sure of that. State wins 68-63. The Badgers finish the year 14-17. It's their worst performance since 1998. Bucks and Pelicans from the Bradley Center. This game went to overtime, and despite it being a Sunday, the bank wide open for New Orleans. Rajon Rondo off the glass for three. They don't ask you how. That puts the Pelicans up by 4. Final seconds remaining. Rebound here comes to Jason Terry for the win. In the corner, yes! Well, actually, no. Terry hit the shot, but it was after time expired. So New Orleans escapes Milwaukee with a 123-121 victory. When we come back, meet an Olympian who, believe or not, used to play hockey with me. That's right. You're watching Sunday Sports Rewind. Welcome back to the show. Earlier in the program, we showed you some of the best Olympic moments from Pyeongchang. But if you ask Caroline Park, the best moment was just being there at all. If you're asking yourself, who is Caroline Park, then allow me to introduce to you an Olympian, a friend, and even a former teammate who got to live out her dream over the past 2 weeks. It is my pleasure to introduce a member of the Korean women's Olympic ice hockey team, and even more impressive perhaps, a former rec league teammate of mine in New York City, Caroline Park, joining us from Pyeongchang. Parky, it's so good to see you. Awesome to talk to you. What a ride this has been. Can you really sum up what these last few weeks have been like for you in Pyeongchang?
It's just been crazy. The whole experience has been surreal. I never really thought that my dream of playing at the Olympics would come true, and being able to play for the host country and in front of the home crowds it was just an amazing experience.
North and South Korea combined as one team. Now, it's no question these countries do not get along politically, but what was it like to compete alongside the North Koreans? When you're on the ice, does all that political tension just kind of go away, or what happens?
Yeah, I think that, there's just so much in the news about North and South and all of the stuff that's going on in North Korea, but the girls were just so amazing and so nice, and we had a lot in common with them. So we try to get to know each other more, asking about where they're from, their families, how they started playing hockey, things like that, just to help us learn who our teammates were.
Unfortunately, you guys did not win a game in this tournament, but what are some of the biggest takeaways for you that you'll bring from these games with you back to the States?
Yeah, this was the first time South Korea's ever fielded an ice hockey team, so I don't think expectations were super high. I just think it showed that the team has so much potential. Basically, the development of the program has grown exponentially over the last 4 years to prepare for the games. And can you imagine what could happen now if we have more young girls playing ice hockey? Maybe in the next 4 years, you'll see this team again.
That's what I was going to say. 2022, is it on the radar or what?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, from the locker room and after the last game, girls were just like, all right, well, now it's time to start getting ready for, Beijing.
Good for you. Now, as I mentioned before, you're not just a member of the Korean Olympic team. You were also a member of the Manhattan Mad Bombers, a team we both played for back in New York. And Parky, be honest with me here, how influential was I personally to your hockey career?
You were more of you brought the spirits up, you're more of I wouldn't necessarily say a game changer, but.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
You're more of a rally, like a cheerleader.
Oh, thanks. I was the cheerleader on the team. Appreciate that. They just won back-to-back Friday night championships without us, right?
I know, they're crushing it.
Well, hey, Parky, in all honesty, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that I can call you a friend. I can't thank you enough for coming on here and sharing your Olympic experience with us. And I hope to see you in 2020 out there, or 2022 rather, in Beijing.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me, Chris.
I wasn't the cheerleader. I contributed occasionally, right? Anyways, Caroline is a dual citizen, originally from Canada. She currently lives in New York. She was first recruited by the South Korean national team via a Facebook message that she thought was fake. Turns out it wasn't. All right, that's all the time we got tonight on The Rewind. I'm Chris Barrier saying thanks so much for watching. Have a great night.